Hi, it's Ashley Latta here, speaking to you from the Cotswolds Water Park. We're down here for 3 days now, delivering a orthodontic retreat where we've been working with orthodontists and their teams on how to market better, how to create more opportunities. And today we're going to be doing a whole session on world-class customer care and ethical sales and communication skills. And over dinner last night, I was chatting to a couple of treatment coordinators, and they said, look, Ashley, tomorrow, can you help us deal with the price objection when patients say they can get the cheaper treatment from the practice down the road? Can you help us with that? And I said, yeah, no problem. But what I'd like to do is just talk about a couple of things that we can do so that hopefully you don't get that price objection. And what I'd like to do is share a story with you. And this is in my Don't Wait for the Tooth Fairy book, How to Communicate Effectively and Create the Perfect Patient Journey. Many years ago, probably going back now about 12, 13 years ago, a friend of mine who's a builder, John, he actually came to me one day, it was a beautiful summer's day in July, and said, would I be interested in going in a building deal with him? Basically, in short, what it meant was that he found an opportunity to buy a house that was very run down. He could do a lot of maintenance, renovations work, and we could do the house up and eventually sell it for a profit. And my role was to be get involved with the finance. I could provide the finance and he could do all the work. I went to look at the house and I said, yes, I'm in. Well, I'll get involved with this. So it basically meant I needed to borrow £100,000 very, very quickly. So I contacted two banks. The first bank was a bank that I've been a customer with now for well over 20 years. And the other bank, we'll just call it New Bank, was a client at the time I was doing a little bit of sales training for. So I contacted them as well. So on this beautiful July summer's day, a new bank came to my, existing bank came to my office. We sat down, a little bit of chit chat, some rapport building. There was two ladies there, and one of the ladies turned around to me and said to me, so tell me, Ashley, what do you do for a living? So I turned around and said, well, I'm a business coach specializing in delivering ethical selling courses, but do you not know that? And she turned around to me, she says, no, I don't. We're a different department, and we didn't know what you did. That's why I asked you. And as soon as she said that, I found that really strange, that she hadn't done any research, she hadn't a clue what I did for a living, and yet they'd been my existing bankers for well over 20 years. So we had a bit of further chit chat, but I have to tell you, I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't know anything at all about me before they came to see me. They had some beautiful brochures, they left them, and then they departed. And believe it or not, they never followed me up and never heard from them ever again. 2 hours later, New Bank came, and the guy was a guy called Chris. Chris came down, let him into my office, we had a little bit of chit chat, and he turned around to me and said, hi Ashley, I hope you don't mind me asking, but I went to your website last night. What a great website you've got. How did you get involved working in the dental market? So I started talking about what I did, what my role was, how I helped dentists, and he turned around and asked further questions about this. And what I discovered for the first 20 minutes, I was talking about myself and my business. And I felt really comfortable with Chris. I felt really, it was a great bond and great rapport. He went on to ask further questions about what I was looking for, why I wanted the money. And he turned around to me and said, do you know what, Ashley, I can definitely help you. We can get this money to you in about 3 weeks. And then talked about how he could help me. Now, at this stage, I said, yes, I'm in. And I didn't know what rates we were going to charge me. I didn't know what arrangement fees. I really didn't know very much at this stage. But I really did feel very comfortable with Chris, and there was fantastic trust there. And to cut a very, very, very long story short, I eventually borrowed the money off Chris. He did get the money to me in 3 weeks. It meant a mortgage on my house, a big mortgage on my house, but hey ho. And since then, I've had a 12-year relationship with Chris, and looking at the products and services I have with them, it amounts to about 8 different services and products that I have with Chris and that bank. So what lessons can you take away? Well, I can help this group of treatment coordinators and orthodontists today to deal with price objections, and how to deal with price objections, particularly when your fees are slightly higher than the practice down the road. But what you want to do is make the consultation so brilliant, so perfect, where you build incredible rapport with your clients, where you become genuinely interested, where everyone on your team gives world-class customer service, is that at the end of the consultation, the patient doesn't give you the, well, I can get it cheaper down the road objection. And it's so good with you that you've got such tremendous rapport, they just turn around and say to you, I'd like to go ahead. So what I'd like you to do then is, after this little video here, is speak with your team, sit down and brainstorm how can we make the first consultation with our patients just absolutely world class. It's so good that at the end of the consultation, the patient turns around to you and says, I'd like to go ahead, and you do not get, I can get this cheaper from another practice down the road. I hope this has been useful. I hope you enjoyed the story. I enjoyed relaying that to you. I'm now going back to the training room now. We've got a full day ahead, and speak to you soon.